Hey everybody, Jay at Lock and Lube, and today we're talking about our grease injection gun. This is one of our most versatile grease guns. There are 3 different ways that you can load grease, as well as 2 different tips that are included in the package. So today we're going to run through all the different ways in which you can use this tool. The first one is going to be with bulk grease. Now, common application for this is going to be cycling, but there are a lot of other ways, a lot of other folks out there using bulk grease in this format. So you can hand pack your bulk grease in here. We include 2 followers that are made specifically to fit this adapter. So what you'll do is put the follower in the bottom, pack it with bulk grease, and then reattach the top. This is going to create a vacuum, and as you pump it, you can see here, pump with the thumb lever there. Once you pump it, it's going to pull that follower up, prime the grease gun, and going to pump all the grease out. So that's the first option. Second option is with a threaded tube of grease. So this same head that's connected here, you can unthread it and thread it directly onto a tube of grease. So now here we've got it threaded on some marine grease, but regardless of the grease you have, if it comes in a threaded tube, this top can go directly onto it. Same deal here. When you pump it, it creates a vacuum, sucking the grease up and holding its prime, so you never have to reprime it. You'll also see here we've swapped out the narrow needle tip for our Zerk fitting tip. This has a little concave part here that's shaped exactly for the end of the Zerk fitting. So you can push this up against it, and you can hold pressure by pushing this hard against it. It can handle over 2,000 PSI, so you can really hammer on it if you need to. And the last option is with your traditional lipped cartridge. So in this format, instead of packing it with bulk grease, you'll just unscrew the top here. And now your lipped cartridge is going to drop right in here. The lip's going to sit right there. You put the top back on it. And unlike a traditional grease gun where you need a follower rod and a spring and everything else on the bottom, we've got these cartridge followers. 4 of these are included with the kit. You put one of these in the bottom, and as before, this is going to create a vacuum pulling up the grease and the follower with it. You're not going to get any leaks or drips out the bottom. You can use the narrow tip here. You can use the Zerk fitting tip, whatever you need. These can be switched on the fly. You're not going to lose a bunch of grease out the end, so if you've got a job that requires both, that's no problem. You can switch them midstream if you need to. So that's the Lock and Lube grease injection gun. As I said, 3 different ways to load it, 3 different ways to use grease, 2 different tips that are included. And if you have more questions or want to see more information, you can always check out LOCKNLUBE.com or search for Lock and Lube on YouTube. Now we're going to highlight how the 2 different tips that are included with our grease injection gun work. So first we'll go with our narrow needle tip. You can see this is tapered here. Again, that can fit right on the ball bearing of a grease fitting, or it can be used, this brass tip is not going to scratch other metals and can be used to apply a really thin, fine line of grease right there. So you can see that's me just pushing that, the pump down 1 time. If you want more grease, you can get it like that, or you can do a really fine line. So got nice options with that one. And then over here, you've got the wider tip that's going to push onto a grease fitting. And here, you're going to get a much broader stream of grease. This is going to give you a little bit more volume and get those Zerks greased quickly for you. So there you have it, both the tip for grease fittings as well as the narrow needle adapter, or narrow needle tip rather, that can work both on Zerk fittings and in other applications.